Hello, everybody. It's Lori.
And it's Sarah. Welcome back to another episode of Witchery.
So excited. So excited today, Sarah.
You're always excited.
Yes, we're always excited. But this is the month we had such a beautiful sewing experience. And this month in November, we are going to be talking about wellness.
Wellness November.
Self-care.
Oh, meditation.
Yes.
All the things.
Crystals.
Reiki.
Food,
Essential
essential
oils.
oils.
So today we actually have a special guest.
Jill Bierly is with us today.
You can tell I just spaced on your name. I'm so sorry. I was like, oh. Yeah, so we have a super special guest today, a friend of Lori's, and we call her an essential oils expert.
I have
I
known
say different.
I have known Jill Bierly through 3 children.
Yep, so I'm Jill. It's nice to meet all of you. I consider this meeting.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely brings people together, for sure. So I've been using essential oils for 4.5 years. And I jumped headfirst into it with Young Living essential oils out of Utah. My cousin was sharing them and had been sharing them with me for over a year, telling me all about them, and I'd been doing my research, and I was pregnant with my son, my second child, and...
Oh my God, he's adorable.
Mm-hmm.
Hudson, oh my gosh, he's so adorable.
He is a live wire. He is full of energy. It was 4.5 years ago, we were big into Triple E. And so we were so scared of getting that Eastern equine encephalitis.
Mm-hmm.
And I needed bug spray for my kids.
Yeah.
I was like, and I'm not putting DEET on them because they just come out with how that gets into your skin.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the largest organ in your body. And I'm going to put poison on my children, like on a baby.
Yeah.
So Helen was 3 at that point, our oldest daughter. And
Also adorable.
with red hair.
Yes.
Oh my God.
So I couldn't put bug spray on my kids.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah,
what am I going to do? And I didn't want them to be outside. We live in the woods. We live in Belchertown. So I said, okay, I need these essential oils. I need to figure out what this is. And there was an oil in the kit. It's called Purification, and it had lemongrass in it, so it smells amazing.
That
That's
smell.
my absolute favorite.
Yep.
Whenever I'm feeling like all over the place, that's the one I smell, and I just it like brings me so much joy.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah.
I would say my top 2 favorites are lemongrass and lavender.
I love lavender. Lavender's my
What a
favorite.
great combo.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, it is.
Fantastic.
So you can interchange those. So I jumped right in with bug spray, but then, phew.
Rabbit hole.
Yes, it was
Yeah.
a rabbit hole that I am still going down. I am still learning. And I have tons of books, reference books. I really like, there's an essential oils pocket reference that is put out by Life Science, and it is a compendium of different oils, different blends, how to use them, where to put them, what to make with them, the history of them, how they were grown, how they were distilled, how they were... So
Wow.
it's
That's fantastic.
in this little 6x6.
No, is it easy to find that book?
It's very easy to find.
Awesome.
this
I'll
book.
take a picture of it and post it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely. Oh, I've actually never heard of that book. Life Science?
Yep, Life Science puts it out. So they worked with Young Living to create this book,
Wow.
and it's actually, this is the 8th edition.
Oh, wow.
So that they keep going through it every few years and adding to it.
So is there do they mention in the book any, like, the science behind why it works?
Yes.
That is what I'm
Wow,
looking
that's
for. Actually, that
fantastic.
was one of my questions I have for you today about that's a rabbit hole subject,
Yes.
but the kind of the trend happening right now with essential oils, I'm sure you're aware of it,
Yep.
and there's a lot of people I feel that are using essential oils that really have no idea how toxic they can be.
Yes.
They're claiming they heal people
So
without the science behind
That's
it.
the other side of the why, right? Because if I got into it for bug spray, realizing that I didn't want to put poison on my kids,
Exactly.
I quickly realized that essential oils can also be overused, right? So with children, you have to be very careful. With children, there are dilution charts in this book that you can find, and I encourage everyone to do their research because you can overdo it.
You're my favorite person.
Even with essential oils.
Awesome.
I told you.
It's such a relief. I think I was telling Lori actually before we started this, I'm like, I hope you don't think I'm an asshole by asking some questions because I've personally had a lot of negative experiences with other people using essential oils and telling people that they heal and you should do this instead of going to the doctor when they have no medical background, no background at all to be able to do that. And I should have started off with that. Like, I cannot treat, I cannot prescribe, I cannot diagnose. I can only share with you my experiences with using them and how they have benefited me and my family. That's
right?
awesome.
So that's all
Exactly.
And that's what's so fantastic about talking to you about these things is that you have that really practical, informative side to you, and you understand why people are skeptical. I know. I mean, you're ingesting these things. You're ingesting them. You're putting them on your body, like you said. Your skin's your largest organ.
Yep.
So what's going to happen? And that's so important that you have that background because I know, like you, I know so many who don't have that background. It's almost like a romanticized kind of thing.
Yes. Well said.
Yeah.
And I could walk into the candle room at Yankee Candle, right? And my nose gets so affected by the scents, right?
Immediately.
It's wild, right? And you're going to have that same essential oils come in these little 5 milliliter bottles that are so tiny and so concentrated that when you open one of those bottles, you're going to be overwhelmed by the smell, right? Like, that's because it's highly concentrated. So for children, you need basically 1 drop, right, per 10 parts of a carrier oil. So a carrier oil are those like coconut oil, right? Olive oil.
What's your favorite carrier oil? That was another question I was actually going to ask about was carrier oils like grapeseed oil, things like that. What's a carrier oil that you recommend?
It depends on what I'm making.
Okay.
Right? So coconut oil is my favorite for when I'm making baby oil. Right? So when I make my own baby wipes or I make my own like diaper rash, like baby oil.
What?
Coconut oil.
Oh
my God. You make your own diaper?
Yes.
Diaper wraps?
Diaper wipes.
Diaper wipes.
Yep.
Okay. That's amazing.
So you can go a couple different ways. You can use fabric scraps, and then they're washable.
Yeah.
Or you can use their medical wipes, medical dry wipes, and you can buy
so cool.
thousands of them for the cost of one little package.
That's amazing.
Right? And then they're just water wipes. So then you don't have the added fillers and the added chemicals to them. You've just got water and organic coconut oil and your essential oils, which are
That's so cool.
all natural.
These are all the practical uses of essential oils and how important they are. And it's something that you have in your everyday life. It's not romanticized. It's practical uses for these oils. It's just amazing to me, all the things that you do.
Yeah. So the most heavily used, when you ask me about practical uses, the most heavily used in our house is foaming hand soap. I'm washing my hands. I have 3 kids. I'm constantly making food. We have a dog. I'm always washing my hands. And
cutest kids in the world, by the way.
For the
I'm
past,
just gonna throw that out there.
For the past, since I started using them, I started making my own hand soap, and it's just a third of a cup of Castile soap, and
I love Castile soap.
Unscented Castile soap.
Yeah.
Right. It's the base for all soaps, and easy to get and cheap to get, right? And then I add 20 to 30 drops of essential oil. My favorite combo is the Thieves blend.
It smells so good.
Yeah, I know that blend
It's
very well. Yeah.
Yep. So Thieves, I'll tell you how it got its name soon because it's a cool story. But Thieves and orange and lavender are my favorite because they are the best cleansers, right? And it smells amazing.
Isn't lavender an antiseptic?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So lavender is what they call the Swiss Army knife of essential oils because it can do everything, right? So that's always on my top order list every month.
Is lavender one of the only really safe essential oils for babies too, or are there other ones?
There are resources out there about like books that talk about what are for babies, but I use lavender is very safe for children. It will help them sleep. It will calm them down. It will, for my kids anyway, it has that effect. I have used lavender and frankincense on rashes.
Yeah.
But it's not the only one that's safe. There are many that are safe, as long as you're using them in a safe way.
Good to know.
Yes.
So
Exactly.
using them
Yeah.
diluted. Young Living has their own line of kid scents.
Oh, very neat.
So they're pre-diluted for kids.
Mhm.
So they have a tummy jize for their nervous stomachs. They have an immune blend, the Thieves blend for kids. They have a calming one for kids. And that's they have a whole line of shampoo and lotions, and I use their shampoo.
That's so cool.
Kid stuff isn't just for kids.
Yeah. I know, like you're talking about what it does for babies, like lavender. I'm like, yeah, that does it to me too.
Yeah.
Housing fall asleep. I actually have a spray I made of lavender.
That's
and
what I do. I
Spray it
have
on my
spray.
pillow, and it
Yep.
just. I should make some more because I haven't been able to sleep too well.
I
So
love
the
that.
coolest thing they came out with this summer in the midst of, I don't even know, they've had to have it in the works before COVID, but they came out with aroma rings. So they have lavender aroma rings that you stick right
Whoa.
in your nose, and then you put your mask over top.
Oh, I'm
And
in
you've
love with
got
that.
the scent of
Oh my
lavender
God.
while you're wearing your
I'm
mask.
my
in love with
God.
that.
I don't know why I haven't thought about that with my mask. Like,
Yeah,
I
I'll
was
put
just,
I'll put like a drop.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
You can also do a mask spray.
Oh, very
right?
cool.
So-
yeah.
You get the little 1 ounce spray bottles are my
Mhm.
friend, because you can put a little bit of kosher salt in the bottom, because water and oil don't mix.
Mhm.
So put a little bit of kosher salt in the bottom, and then put your drops of lavender or tea tree, which is another great antiseptic, right? Or orange. People love the smell of lavender and orange together.
Mhm.
So then you've got the you've worn your mask outside, and now it needs to be cleaned, right?
Mhm.
So you've got that, and then you've got the calming effect, and you just spray it right on.
I love
So
that.
It's great
that's
for.
awesome.
Now, can I ask a question? Now, this is something I'm confused about just because I just don't know. Is there a difference between copaiba and tea tree, or is it the same thing?
They are two different things.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So essential oils, and I should have said this way back in the beginning, right? Obviously come from plants,
Mhm.
right? So they're steam distilled from plants, all different. And tea tree is a bush.
Mhm.
Copaiba is actually a tree resin.
Okay.
So and so is frankincense. So is myrrh.
I love frankincense. That's another one of my favorites.
It's one of my favorite. Frank.
Yeah,
Good old
so
Frank.
you have to be careful with good old Frank
Yeah.
and good old lavender, because those are the two favorites of most everyone, right? They're the two often ripped off.
Oh,
And
yes.
so
Mhm.
you'll go in to buy one from somewhere and be careful, read the label, and it'll tell you that there's more than just frankincense in there.
And is that how you know that you're getting in an inferior product? Is if you look at it and you see that there's more in there, like if you're buying lavender,
Yeah.
if you look and it's got something other than lavender, then you're probably not getting. You're getting
Yeah.
some
You're not
diluted
getting it
thing.
pure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so
That's
that's
good to know.
when I got into essential oils and doing the research, I decided that I would go with Young Living because they have the seed to seal promise.
Mhm.
So they're from seed to bottle being sealed on your and sent to your doorstep. They have their hand in every part of it.
Mhm.
So they know the farmer, or they own the field where it
Mhm.
was planted, and then they harvest. They have their people who harvest them. They know if anything was sprayed on them. It's all organic.
So farm
it's all
to
natural.
table.
Yeah,
Farm to table.
Exactly. Seed to seal. Farm
That's
to table.
fantastic.
Yeah.
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 Absolutely.
That's actually really good to hear.
Yeah.
I've heard few horror stories with massage therapists getting oils that they've used on people's bodies, and people breaking out rashes and realizing that there was other things in those essential oils that they shouldn't have been using, and
That someone might be
Yeah.
allergic to, right?
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
My mom, way back, now she's figured out she has some dermatitis issues, right? From, of all things, formaldehyde. Formaldehyde
Wow.
is used for embalming, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's in our soaps. It's in our shampoo. It's in our lotions.
It's a preservative.
It's a preservative. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
So she, a long time ago, like 20 years ago, figured out she was allergic to it, and then had to find those soaps that don't have it in.
Wow.
So
That's interesting, folks. It's so important to read the labels
Yep.
Read the labels because otherwise you don't know what you're putting on or
Exactly.
in your body. So important.
Yeah, and it could say natural.
Yep.
Doesn't mean it is.
And on the other side of that, an essential oil, there are hot oils, like thieves. So those are the oils that you don't want to put directly on your skin because they will burn you, right? So cinnamon is in thieves, and eucalyptus is in thieves, and they have that sort of like, you get that tingly feeling all over, and you might get a rash from it because they're potent. Right?
So not only what to use, but how to use it.
Yeah, I think how to use it is
Yeah.
so important. I think that's the part that I've, in my experience, you know, just over the years running a business, that people miss is the education and knowledge about how to use it. And like, it's so easy, just like like your friend saying, you know, oh, I got this thing and I'm using it, and then you go and put like oregano on you. That will burn you.
Yep.
It will
burn you.
Yes, because it's happened to me. Don't ever do it.
Yep.
It's awful.
Yep. And me with my sensitive nose, right? Like, oregano is too much for me. One drop of oregano and I will smell it for months. But that being said, oregano is powerful and so good for your wellness, right?
Yeah.
Like that, it will knock out those nasty things.
What does oregano, like, does it help with in terms of wellness? What does it do for you?
So it can help your queasy stomach.
Okay.
So that's a great one. I do put it in hand soap during cold and flu season because it's going to help that soap out, right? It is... I mean, I use it in cooking too. I make tomato sauce, and I use the Vitality oregano in my tomato sauce.
That was kind of, it's funny that you're bringing up everything I'm thinking about right now.
Yeah.
But about in terms of how do you, I've never thought about using essential oils to cook with.
Yeah.
What are the best ones to cook with?
So it took me a while. It took me a while to get to putting them in my food. Just because I had to do the research, right?
Yeah.
I have to know the background information. My favorite one is black pepper. Because black pepper, right? We love to have flavorful food.
Sure.
Right? So why not put so I put a couple drops of black pepper in one bowl of hummus, right? So one pretty big bowl, you need 2 drops.
It's amazing.
And that's what, and the cool thing about that, another cool thing about that is a lot of people, and I've noticed this just on cooking shows and things, they're offended by the look of black pepper. So it doesn't give you the look.
No,
that's why people use white pepper a lot of times because they're offended by the look of
on their
black
food.
pepper. Isn't that weird? I mean, can you imagine being offended?
It's like my favorite thing.
It
If
is.
I don't see pepper on it, I don't want it.
Chefs will say on there, oh, we're going to use white pepper, not just for the flavor, the difference in flavor, but also because it's more aesthetically pleasing. So with essential oil, you don't have to worry about the look.
Nope.
If you're offended by black pepper in your food, just in case
there's
in case Gordon Ramsay is listening to us, you know.
So the other 2, I love to cook with all of them now. So cumin, we love to add because we love to do Middle Eastern and Mediterranean cooking, and cumin is a big one, right? And it won't turn your food yellow if you don't like that, right? So talking
aesthetics.
about
Aesthetics.
So cumin, we love to put in our guacamole. And again, you only need, it's so concentrated, you need 1 drop.
Yep.
So your little 5 milliliter bottles they last a long time.
They go a long way, yeah.
And then cilantro, we can never keep alive in our garden. We have it for like a couple weeks, and it just
I have a
always
hard time
dies
with
and
it.
goes to seed.
Yeah, I understand.
So
My husband loves cilantro, but I think it smells like soap and tastes like soap.
yeah,
So I have that weird
You're
thing
not
going
the only
on.
one, yeah.
But he loves cilantro. I think he would really dig something like that because I can't grow cilantro either.
Yeah. So, but that is important too, right? So cilantro I love to cook with, but if you are averse to it now, you're going to be averse to the oil too.
Yeah.
Because it's the same thing.
It drives me crazy.
Yeah.
Just insane.
Yep.
I can't even, he'll bring home cilantro to put, if we have taco night or whatever, like, you need to get that stuff
Away.
across the table from me. You can eat in the living room next to the TV because I'm not going to smell that stuff. I can't even deal with it.
So much like oregano, I overdid it. I put 2 drops in a bowl of guacamole, and it was too much.
Wow.
It was overpowered by cilantro.
Mhm.
So the tip is the little reservoir caps that come on the bottle. You take a toothpick and run it around,
Okay.
and then swirl the toothpick in your food.
Oh, that's
and then you have less than a drop.
Oh, that's
Right?
awesome.
Then you've got half
Yeah.
a drop.
And I love the idea of this. I love the idea because and I guess I'm neurotic. You can just call me what you like.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I have a thing about like herbs in my food because they get stuck in my teeth.
Yeah.
And it bothers me. And I'm paranoid and I have to go in the bathroom and look at my teeth and make sure that there's nothing green sticking out. And this is perfect for neurotic people like me.
The other big one is a lot of people have sensitive teeth,
Mhm.
and so the citrus oils, lemon and orange and grapefruit,
Mhm.
right? They are distilled from the rind, which is not the acidic part.
Mhm.
So if you want to put a drop or 2 of lemon oil in your
Mhm.
water or in your tea,
Love it.
it's
That's what I
not
do.
going to hurt your teeth.
Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh, I love
yeah, like
this.
in the summer, I just make like lemon water. And
Yep.
Yeah.
Grapefruit. I've done that with grapefruit.
Now, what about spoilage? What about expirations?
Don't expire.
Oh my gosh!
So as long as you keep them in a dark, cool, stable,
No more
environment.
black basil.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh, because it goes
There's nothing
bad.
worse than
Yeah.
black basil.
Oh my
And the
gosh,
smell.
Yep.
Ugh.
that is fantastic. I'm in love with this whole.
Yeah, and there's rosemary too. There's
Yes.
rosemary.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
So
it's one of my
rosemary's in the
favorites.
Thieves Blend. So the
Rosemary.
Thieves Blend, right? Think about it when the thieves were going through during the Black Plague. They were covering their mouths with cloths with drops of clove and cinnamon bark and orange and eucalyptus and rosemary on their cloth, right? So that they weren't getting sick. They weren't catching the
Wow.
plague.
That's amazing.
That's
That is so
amazing.
cool.
So
And that's the thing about rosemary. That's the other thing about rosemary. Again, neuroses, me.
Yeah.
I don't like the texture. I don't like to find rosemary things in my stuff.
Mhm.
So this would prevent me from having to feel that rosemary stick.
and
Yeah.
time
Oh, yeah.
too.
Yes.
Like
Time.
having to pull the thyme off of the stick.
Oh,
and-
it's like the worst.
This is opening a
Yeah.
whole new world for me.
Doors are opening.
Woohoo!
Yeah, like that's like the thieves oil is so relevant now. Too.
Yes.
I mean, like
Yeah.
that's pretty much what we're going through.
Yep. So look up some of the scientific studies they've done on thieves versus bleach because they're really interesting. So Young Living came out with a whole line of thieves products. So laundry soap, dish soap, dishwasher powder, toothpaste, and
Wow.
they have a thieves roller. They have thieves household cleaner. So one 14-ounce bottle of thieves household cleaner is so concentrated you only need a capful, which
Wow.
is about a teaspoon, right?
And it's all natural. It's a natural product that comes from the earth.
You could
Yeah.
drink it, and I've
Yeah.
had friends that have drank like a gallon of thieves cleaner, and
Wow.
they're fine.
God.
Nothing has happened to them.
That's it. Would you? Yes. Could you? Would you? Yeah. Would you rather drink a bottle of thieves oil or
Thieves cleaner, not
yes,
thieves
thie-
oil.
thie-
Ooh.
thieves cleaner? Would you rather drink thieves cleaner or have a glass of milk?
Imagine
Which one
explaining
would it
that
be?
to like the emergency room.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know why I did it.
I don't know why I did it.
You probably wouldn't be talking.
No. That's fantastic, though. I mean, this kind of opens up a whole new world for essential oils because I always think about them like I use lavender. I use it to relax. I put it on my kids if they get a scratch, something like that. But I mean, this opens up a whole new world. I have to start using things other than lavender.
Yep.
There's so many out there.
Yes.
Yeah, and too, like, just part of our practices too, using essential oils in with kind of our meditation.
With Reiki, with meditation,
with Reiki,
with
with
massage.
massage,
Yeah.
and like other type of work we do. I actually taught a class. I taught it with my friend Amanda, who's going to be on one of these episodes. She's a yoga instructor.
Yeah.
And we did an essential oils meditation yoga class.
Yeah.
And so what we did was I learned as much as I could about the essential oils that we had, but I taught about how scent,
Mm-hmm.
how important scent
Oh,
is
yeah. Mm-hmm.
to our connection with memory.
Yes.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you were at that class
Yeah.
too, right?
Mhm.
You have met Amanda then.
I have met Amanda. Yeah.
Yeah, she taught the class.
Well, there you go. Okay. I'm almost 52 years old.
It's okay.
Okay.
That was such a fun class.
We're going through a rough year.
Yes, we're going through a rough year, and I'm almost 52. So
So actually, that's how I use essential oils the most because of its strong connection with memory.
With memory, oh yeah.
And like,
I'm an archaeologist. I get the connections between all of the senses, right? So you've got this connection between,
Yeah, and it's like something that I plan on continuing to using, like if I ever become a therapist or anything like that, and even in my meditation classes, how important that is to like ground you and bring you back to, happy memories or even negative memories if you want to deal with stuff.
Same thing with Reiki.
Fantastic.
Essential oils work so well with Reiki.
Yeah.
Just the scent and the memory and it really does relax people.
Do you have a scent that brings back good memories?
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon because of my grandma. She made these apple cakes and she always put so much cinnamon in them that it was almost unbearable. Yeah. But it was right on the border. It was right on the border, and it was perfect. And I just remember her kitchen. It brings me back to her kitchen and how she used to wipe her hands on her dresses on the sides. Cinnamon brings back the best memories for me.
So cinnamon coffee, cardamom coffee, nutmeg coffee. They're all so good.
Oh my god, that sounds so good.
So you can put a little bit of creamer in your coffee cup, put a drop of cinnamon, and then pour your coffee in, and you've got really cinnamon coffee.
If I liked coffee, that would really get it. Yeah.
But so tea too. Tea. So you take the tea. Tea is even easier because you take your tea bag, right, and you just put a drop or two.
That's a great idea.
Cinnamon, just one drop, right? Because you don't need a lot. But black tea, and you have cinnamon tea.
Oh, that sounds so good. You can do that with like spearmint or peppermint too.
Yep.
Tea. Yeah.
So peppermint is really good for your stomach, right? And really good for your digestion. So that'll
awesome.
ease your. I was so queasy with both my boys when I was pregnant, and so the peppermint was. I was just carrying the bottle of grown.
Adorable children.
Adorable children.
Just so we know that Jill has the most adorable children on the planet. Just,
I might be partial to them.
Oh, no, it's true. It's absolutely true. Now, what do you think, if you had to pick an essential oil that was your favorite, like, of all of the ones that you use and have experienced, what would your favorite essential oil be and why?
If you were stuck on a desert island.
With just one essential oil.
With one essential oil, what would it be?
Oh, hands down, it's lavender, because I've been to France and I've been in Provence and smelled the lavender fields. So lavender connected to memory, and lavender calms my children down. I put lavender on my dryer balls, so all of our clothes smell like lavender.
I do that too. I have llama balls. Yeah, they're great.
I do too. Yeah, I've never thought about putting essential oils on them, but now I will.
Well, do you know what's in dryer sheets? Because that would scare you.
Yeah, that's why I don't use them.
Oh, wow.
I'm all
so
set.
Now you can make your clothes smell like,
my husband and I are actually really sensitive to a lot of stuff, but like scents, him especially, like I can't even burn like candles in the house.
Yep.
Sage out of the question.
Yeah. Oh my god. He would I'd walk in the other room and he'd be on the floor. His nose is so sensitive. Yeah. So even like how we wash our clothes, we have to be really careful because any type of detergent or anything, I just break out in hives at this point.
So I make my own detergent. Well, so I've made my own detergent, and now I take the Young Living bottle. So one Young Living bottle of laundry soap comes in, it's 64 ounces, right? And you can actually split that bottle up into 4 bottles of laundry soap because it's so concentrated.
That's amazing.
So it lasts for a long time. So you think that you're spending more money, but you're actually not, because you're doing few hundred loads of laundry with one bottle, right?
It's like
so,
a long-term investment.
Yeah.
So if because I know how expensive it is because I buy it.
Yeah.
Not all of them are super expensive, but like when you look at a tiny bottle and see $40 on it, it's like oh my god. So,
but then you realize that $40 bottle is going to last you for months, right? So,
So if like somebody who like didn't have a lot of money and they wanted to get into it, which would be like the more affordable ones that you think people should?
The citrus oils are definitely the affordable. I mean, lemongrass is very affordable on that citrus line of things. Most people love the way those smell, but with the lemon, you can add it to your water. It helps your entire system to put. Our body is basically, right, we have a pretty neutral pH level.
So we need the alkaline.
Yes. Yeah. So adding the lemon is really going to help your body with the alkaline, right? And so that's helpful. Orange is a really good calming stress relief oil, right? And also inexpensive, right?
Yeah.
So the lemons, the oils, the grapefruit you have to be careful with. A lot of elderly people and some younger are on heart medications that you can't have grapefruit.
Oh, okay.
So that's
Yeah.
stay away from the grapefruit.
Simple.
Simple enough. The vitality line, like the cumin, the coriander, the cilantro, they're also very affordable, right? And you can make your cooking so flavorful.
That's
lovely.
fantastic. Is there a line? Is there with the Young Living? Do they have just a kit that you can buy that has all the cooking spices in it?
They have a culinary kit. So generally, people start out with Young Living with a premium starter kit, right? And that comes with a smattering of 12 oils, right?
Okay.
So that run kind of across the board. And then once you have it's a lifetime membership. So once you have your membership, then you can go in and buy whatever whatever you would like to get. And the culinary kits, the Kid Sense kits, and they actually do have a kit that you can sort of make your own, build your own kit to even start off.
Wow. It sounds flexible and sounds
Yeah.
really, really great.
Have you come across any more local places that make their own essential oils, like farms or anything like that?
So I haven't. I investigated a little bit at Phoenix Fruit Farm and what they have, but I haven't found any essential oils there yet.
Yeah, because I've helped myself. That's why I'm asking. Over the years, and I haven't really come across anywhere around here that's local. Like the co-ops, I guess make their own, but I don't know enough about like if they actually like make them or if it's
And I guess the closest thing I've come to is those infused olive oils that you can get like at the Biggie, and he's from Western New York, I think. The one person I ran into, right? But it's the same thing, but a little bit different.
Yeah. I've always wondered about like the process. Like I've seen people make essential oils before, and it's like fascinating. But I almost wonder why there isn't more locally, because there's so many farms.
So it is an expensive process. Process. Woo. Rose, right? So where Home Depot used to be in Hadley, or where Home Depot is in Hadley, used to be rose fields. Yeah. And they cultivated these rose fields, right? Rose essential oil is one of the most expensive. Yes. It's what, $200
it's my
a bottle.
One too.
And I have the bottle, and it's lasted for a few years, right?
Yeah.
And you need not a lot of rose. It's so powerful because there's 26 pounds of rose petals in one little 5 milliliter bottle.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Right? So, and it gets expensive, right?
Most definitely.
I mean, just the labor alone in something like that is just
so Young Living actually owns many of their farms, and they're across the world now, right? And so you can actually go to Mona, Utah, and plant lavender and see the lavender fields and help them pick it, and then see the distillation process. And that's a dream of mine.
That would be amazing.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
The other really big one, because since we're coming up to December, right? Pine. And one of my favorites.
That's where I'm at. Yep.
Northern
I was reading
Lights.
about pine this morning.
Yeah.
There was an article I was reading about pine oils and the benefits of pine oil.
So pine, fir, spruce. So one of my favorites is Northern Lights Black Spruce, and it's from British Columbia, Canada. That's that region, and they have a farm up there that you can go visit and harvest too. So the powers of the pines and the evergreen trees.
Those are actually the ones that I use most in my practice. Those are the ones that I connect with the most. I would say, like, I don't know what you practice spiritually, but like we do witchy stuff. So to me, when I use pine in any of my meditations or anything, it just does it for me. It just makes me feel so good, more like myself. Cedarwood's my favorite.
Oh yeah. So cedarwood and lavender and Roman chamomile is an awesome blend.
That sounds awesome.
It's a tranquil blend, Young Living calls it. And that tranquil blend, diluted of course, has been Hudson's like go-to to calm that child down, and he is full of energy.
Adorable.
Because like they all come from, like, they're all trees, so it's like it's naturally very
grounding.
earthy, which is
and it's
totally
grounding.
my jam. And
so I love putting I have this like a night at the campfire blend or something for my diffuser, and it's cedarwood and Northern Lights Black Spruce and pine, and I forget, there's one other one in there, but I'll give you guys the recipe. And
Oh,
it just
sounds
smells,
awesome.
it makes the house smell amazing.
Sometimes I'll mix like lemongrass a little
Yes,
bit.
yep.
Because I actually, one of the things I do make is my own tick spray.
Yes, yep.
And
Lemongrass is perfect for that. And
It
cedarwood.
is- Yep, cedarwood, lemongrass,
Tea
I put
tree.
tea tree, and then sometimes I'll add other stuff, but because I camp a lot,
Yep.
and
We hike a lot. So,
It-
yep.
ever since I started using it, I have never seen a tick ever. Even like the worst years, I'll walk around our campsite and
Yep.
actually spray the perimeter.
Yep.
I'll even spray some of like the trees or any like bushes or anything like that. Nobody's ever gotten one when I'm around.
Taken one of those. So here's another cool trick to taking one of those lawn sprayers that attaches to your hose. And we put rosemary, cedarwood, tea tree, and clove, and lemon, and maybe some lavender in there. All those sort of, and with citric acid, and put water in to the sprayer, right?
Mhm.
Fill the rest up with water and spray the yard.
And
Perfect.
what a beautiful smell. What
Yeah.
a beautiful
It's
smell.
amazing. Mm-hmm.
And who has a good smelling yard?
Yeah.
I mean, it's fantastic.
Yeah, especially in New England here,
Yeah.
like ticks and
Mhm.
Yep.
like I actually had Lyme disease for a very, very, very long time, for
Yep.
about over 20 years
Oh.
of it, and I was always for a little while there I was afraid to go outside. 'Cause
Yeah.
why would I ever
Sure.
want to get
Yeah.
that again?
Yeah.
But it was just I think that's where my interest sparked with essential oils.
Yeah.
Was because I'm like outside all the time and
How can I not use DEET?
Yeah.
And I
that was,
refuse.
yeah.
DEET is scary to me.
refuse.
Yep. It comes back to my why,
Yeah.
as I
Yeah.
needed something I could put on my
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
And so the yard sprayer has been a great, awesome.
Great idea.
I'll have to tell my husband
When I
about
get a
that. He'll
yard,
love
that's
that.
what's happening. That's
And
awesome.
then the other one is a lint roller. So take a lint roller that you would take the dog fur off your clothes and put a couple drops of tea tree on it or whatever you want to be your repellent and sort of
a
rub it
great
all over
idea.
yourself.
Actually, speaking of animals, that was one of the questions I wanted to
Yes,
ask. Is,
yep, that's
a big-
I think that's a lot of people don't know that because you can use it.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean your cat
yeah,
can
it
use
doesn't
it.
mean your cat can use it. And I know tea tree is one of those.
So tea tree is one of those that, again, do your research, right?
Yeah.
Like we have animals, dogs in and out of our house, right? And tea tree you don't use on your dogs, right?
Mhm.
But lavender is awesome for your dogs.
Mhm.
And we have a high-strung German Shepherd who was,
Yeah.
right? So she, there's a whole animal sense line within
very
Young Living.
cool.
And so the one that has been awesome for her is called Tea Away. And she calms right down.
Mm.
Oh, that's so interesting.
It's amazing, right? And there's a animal sense lotion that, again, with the kids' shampoo, I use the animal sense lotion. But we can bond over
Sure.
lotion and like give your
Absolutely.
dog a massage,
Well, that's
and
my,
doesn't use those oils that they can't have.
That's fantastic.
my dog has. She has a lot of problems during thunderstorms.
Yeah.
And we've tried the Thunder Vest. It
Yep.
does not work.
No.
She literally walks around the house quivering, even
Yep.
when, and she's such a good dog. Hi, Sammy.
Mm.
We're talking about you, girl. We love you, girl.
Mhm.
And she just, literally is quivering to the point where you can hear her nails clacking.
Yep.
What would be a calming oil that you could use on
So
a dog?
so they have the TOA in the Animal
yeah.
Sense line, and that's great for calming for your dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Cedarwood is because it's cedar, right? A lot of pets are averse to that.
Yeah.
That's they used to use cedar bedding with small animals.
Uh-huh.
Not a good idea. They stopped doing that, right? So stay away from the cedarwood. But the lavender is great. The TOA
Very
is
cool.
great. And again, dilute them because pets, much like kids, are smaller
Sure.
than we are
Mhm.
in most cases. So
Sammy, we
don't
got
need
you,
as
girl.
much. Yep.
Gotcha.
We're going to bust out the lavender, girl.
And then to think about where to put it,
Uh-huh.
right? So you want to put it on your pressure points. So
Okay.
a lot of times, if you're wearing to calm you down or as your perfume, put it on your wrist, right?
Mhm.
Or I suffer from migraines
Mhm.
and tension headaches right on the back of your neck, right? So that's
Yeah.
you can generally feel that headache creeping up over your neck.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
So
yeah, I
put
know
it
that one.
right down at the base of your skull. Wow. Yep. Bottoms of your feet are really powerful.
Mhm.
That's how to get it into your system
The quickest.
the quickest.
More pores.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So put it all over. I make my kids when we were going to school.
Way back in the day when school was school.
When was
Yeah.
that?
Wellness rollers.
Yeah.
And leave them in their rooms to put on before bed, and we'd put them on the bottoms of their feet.
Very cool.
Oh, very cool.
Guys, essential oils are not just to put on for massage anymore.
Nope.
It's just amazing to me what I have learned today.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank
This
you
was
so much,
great.
Jill.
You're welcome.
This is fantastic, and I'll take a picture of the book. I actually want this book. I'm
Yeah.
gonna find this book.
Yeah, it looks fantastic.
And
I have a few copies if you want to
And-
purchase them.
I'm gonna have to purchase some stuff and all that good stuff. So yeah, this has been fascinating and so informative.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, and if is it okay if our audience has any questions? Can we just get those questions to you? That
Of
would be
course.
awesome.
Yeah, I'm happy to field any kinds of questions.
Guys, if you have any
Awesome.
questions at all,
Yeah.
send them in and we will get them to Jill and get your answers.
Yeah, and it's mindfulwitchery@gmail.com, and I'll put all that information, like always, below. So, I think we've reached the part of our podcast where we get to recommend fun things before we end. So, do you want to start? Do you have anything you want to recommend? Any books or randomness?
Businesses.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you are interested in getting started with essential oils, I definitely recommend that you do your research. And I found that Young Living was the place for me. So I am an independent distributor with Young Living. And if you have questions about purchasing a premium starter kit and getting started with Young Living essential oils, contact me. It does not mean you have to start a business. You can just get in it for the wellness aspect or for the fun of it.
Wonderful. And we'll put your contact information
Yeah,
as
most
well
definitely.
on
Thank
Instagram. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
For being with us tonight and giving us all this information. I just had no idea. I'm so excited about the cooking. I can't stand it. No more basil teeth.
No
more.
basil teeth.
I know, there's
Yes.
nothing worse than that, huh?
Fantastic.
That's awesome. So, do you want to do your recommendation for
My recommendation?
Mhm.
I actually have a movie recommendation this week. It's a movie called, and it actually, I have to say it because I didn't put it in my favorite horror movies. And it was just a huge mistake on my part. The movie is called The Bad Seed. And it was made in 1956. I love old horror movies. And it's in black and white, which makes it even creepier, but it's about a little girl who is born with no conscience.
Whoa.
And it really, it's so realistic though. She's such a good little actress. So good. But it's called The Bad Seed.
Never heard of that.
It's fantastic.
What is on Hulu?
It is on
Correct?
Hulu. Yes, it is
Okay.
on Hulu, and it is fantastic. 1956, black and white. You can't beat it. The Bad Seed.
Mm-hmm.
I love how we go from essential oils to horror
Yeah.
movies.
To
It's just
horror
how
movies.
we roll.
It's
here.
how we roll.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's how we roll.
So, I saw, I think, one of my favorite movies this week I've never seen before, never even heard of it before, with two of my favorite actors. And because I go to school, I have access to a full library of amazing documentaries and stuff
Mhm.
I didn't even realize
Existed.
existed because they didn't tell me. So I recently found the database of thousands of movies.
Uh-huh.
And I found a movie that came out last year called The Professor and the Madman. And it came out in 2019. The professor is Mel Gibson.
Huh.
And the madman is Sean Penn.
I love Sean Penn.
And because I've been doing lots of research into asylums for my
Mhm.
final
Yeah,
and
yeah.
just researching history and things like that, I was like, this is perfect. It'll be kind of a movie. I don't have to do schoolwork, but I can do schoolwork at the same time. It's a historical movie, and these people actually existed. What I didn't realize was part of the movie, it's how the Oxford Dictionary was
Oh, wow.
created by the professor. I really forget his name,
Yeah.
but the guy who plays Mel Gibson and the guy who helped him write it.
Wow.
It blew my mind. Even my husband was just like, that sounds amazing. He
Two
was
brilliant
listening-
actors, though. Wow.
Oh.
I mean, that's
So
crazy.
it's in the database of the library.
It is. I've
But
actually looked for it. I was like, where is it? It might be on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
It was not on Hulu, not on Netflix.
Hmm.
I'd never even heard of it.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if they announced it coming out, but The Professor and the Madman.
Professor
Um,
and the Madman.
I'm actually going to watch it again because I loved it so much.
There it is. Google's an awesome thing.
Google
Yes.
is
It was a
fantastic.
book. It was based on a
Oh,
book.
okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Sure
That
was.
sounded familiar. Ah.
Yeah, and at the end they'll show you pictures of what they look like.
It is a biographical drama film directed by Farhad Safiniya under the pseudonym P.B. Shimron. So there you go.
There you go.
It's based on a 1998 book, The Surgeon of Crowthorne. Google is amazing.
Google is fantastic. And Sean Penn is also fantastic.
Yes, he
and
is.
I love him.
I want to have him on our show.
Sean Penn. Okay,
Please.
we'll add him to the list. Sean Penn,
Johnny Depp.
Jack Black, Con Air.
Yep.
I always forget his name. But I just call him Con Air now on the show.
David Duchovny.
David Duchovny.
I just made Sarah blush.
Like Tom Hardy, Jack Black, what's the other guy? The Sixth Sense guy?
Haley Joel Osment.
Haley Joel Osment. He was the first one.
Yes. M. Night Shyamalan.
M. Night.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Really,
Fascinating.
anybody who wants to come
Anybody
on
who wants to come on.
podcast, you can
What-
come
yeah,
on.
sure.
We'd love to talk to you.
We love this.
And, yeah, I think that's a great place to end.
I think it's a great place
Thank
to
you so
end. Thank
much.
you,
Thanks
Jill
for having
Bierly.
me.
Thank you so much.
And we'll put all that contact information up for you guys so you can order some essential oils from someone who really, 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 really knows what she's doing here.
And, you guys know where to find us on YouTube, and
Just don't come to my house.
they just don't come to
It's messy right now.
And we are now on Spotify, so you guys should go check that out.
Woohoo!
All right, guys. Bye.
Bye. Have a good evening.
Hey guys, Sarah here. Just so you know, we are now available for your listening pleasures on Spotify and Amazon Music.